The world is a big place filled to the brim with terrifying mysteries that have left folks baffled for decades. However, what was once unsolved has since been solved, giving us the answers we have so desperately been waiting for. These are the top 5 mysteries that have just been solved. Let's jump in. Coming in at number 5, we have the Brown Lady of Raynham Hall. Raynham Hall is a country home in Norfolk, England, with it being the seat of the Townsend family for almost 400 years. It is more famously haunted by the Brown Lady, who is said to descend the staircase, with a photo even being snapped and released to the public. The story of the Brown Lady has become one of the most famous hauntings in all of Great Britain, and took on new heights following the release of the image, which was displayed in Country Life magazine. Now, she is dubbed the Brown Lady simply because of the brown brocade dress she is claimed to wear. According to legend, the ghost is said to be that of Lady Dorothy Wapple, the sister of Robert Wapple, who was generally regarded as the first Prime Minister of Great Britain, although I've never heard of him. Although I couldn't really name any prime ministers other than Tony Blair. There's a reason I live in Canada now. She was also the second wife of Charles Townshend, who was known to be incredibly violent. So rumour has it that when Charles Townshend discovered that his wife was having an affair with a man named Lord Wharton, he punished her by locking her in her room in Raynham Hall. She would go on to die in Raynham Hall from smallpox in 1726. Now, ever since the release of the photograph of the Brown Lady, many were quick to call it fake. Of course, with them accusing the photographer of greasing the lens to create the effect, or even moving down the stairs during an exposure. Sadly though, it does seem to be that the photograph of the Brown Lady is merely a hoax, with her eerily resembling a standard Virgin Mary statue that's found in a Catholic church. Before we jump into number 4, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps us out a lot in the YouTube algorithm and pushes our content out more. So if you want more of this, and you want more of me, give us a thumbs up. I want more of me. Coming in at number 4, we have ball lightning. Now, if like me you had no idea what ball lightning was before coming into this video, well, I shall happily educate you. I was simply just educated. Why did I say simply? That was unnecessary. I was just educated. Ball lightning is an unexplained phenomenon that has been described as luminescent objects that are typically associated with thunderstorms. They are said to last considerably longer than a flash of lightning. Ball lightning has been depicted in many different ways over the years, with some quite literally depicting it as a round ball of lightning that can fly through the air and strike, resulting in fires or even death. Now, while the cause of the ball lightning is still relatively unclear, many scientists have theorized how they may in fact be created. One explanation, and arguably the best explanation, comes from a team of Brazilian scientists back in 2007, who passed large amounts of electricity through a silicon wafer which ended up creating vapor. Now, when it cooled, the vapor condensed into an aerosol, which proceeded to glow when recombined with oxygen, leading to balls of electricity which were said to bounce around like tiny little beans. So what scientists can theorize is that ball lightning may very well be created when regular lightning strikes quartz or silica-rich ground such as sand. This in turn creates little balls of lightning, so you're not entirely safe. Sorry. Coming in at number 3, we have the Nazca lines of Peru. In the Nazca Desert in southern Peru exists something called the Nazca Line, which are very large geoglyphs made in the soil. Originally discovered back in the 1930s, the Nazca Lines are estimated to be around 275 meters across, and made from shallow lines that were dug into the ground. Of course, no one understands how they got there or who made them, with some speculating that they have some religious significance to the Nazca culture. Now, what prompted major debate about the Nazca lines was how they were in fact created, considering between 500 BCE and 500 CE, planes weren't really a thing. So how could the Nazca people have seen what they were doing? Now, some, including author Jim Woodman, believe that they could have done this via a hot air balloon, with someone from up above yelling directions down to the diggers below. Woodman even went on to test this theory with a hot air balloon made from materials they would have had back then. The only problem was, they couldn't confirm whether the Nazca people knew what balloons were. And that's a fair point. They probably didn't. However, the mystery may have finally been solved. Wooden stakes were discovered at the site, dating back to the Nazca period, allowing researchers to theorize that the Nazca people at the time may have drawn lines by using long ropes between stakes, which is pretty damn cool if you ask me. Coming in at number 2, we have spontaneous human combustion. Have you ever been so enraged by something that's happened to you that you start to get hot? You feel like if you were to get any more angry, you might burst, or even burst into flames. Well, according to some reports, this has happened to people. Spontaneous human combustion was first referenced in the 1600s and described the concept of the combustion of a living human body without an apparent external source of ignition, aka people just bursting into flames without any fire or match nearby. Now, this is merely a phenomenon, however, cases of human combustion have been reported, as well as it appearing in literature. There ended up being enough reports of these random combustion cases that people were forced to further investigate. And of course, it turned out that some of these claims were wildly exaggerated. I mean, as we know, the human body is made up of mostly water, making it near impossible for us to actually burst into flames. Not to mention, any pictures of these incidents that surfaced showed the victim near a source of heat or flame, in most cases, a fireplace. Other theories as to why these combustion cases took place were clothing catching on fire or being accidentally set on fire. There is, for the most part, a rhyme and reason for everything in life, including this, so don't fret, you won't be spontaneously bursting into flames anytime soon. And finally, coming in at number 1, we have the face on Mars. Back on August 20th of 1975, something bizarre was discovered on the surface of Mars that had baffled folk for years. On that day, NASA launched its Viking 1 spacecraft, with the ultimate goal being to find out if there was, in fact, life on Mars. During this time, the craft circled the planet, snapping hundreds of photos of possible landing sites for its sister ship Viking 2. However, during the picture process, something unsettling was discovered, a shadowy likeness of a human face, estimated to be nearly 2 miles from top to bottom. It seemed to resemble a giant head staring back at the spacecraft. Since NASA released the pictures to the world, the face has since become a pop icon, with it appearing in Hollywood films, books, magazines, and even talk shows. Many folks out there, of course, took this as confirmation that there was in fact life on Mars. Meanwhile, others believed there was some kind of ancient civilization on Mars. However, I hate to break it to the theorists who believe something extraterrestrial was at play here, but back in the 90s, when a camera crew for NASA flew across the planet, the team snapped thousands of pictures, once again with people anxiously waiting to find out if the formation was in fact a human head or something else. The face on Mars was instead just a hill that looks like a face depending on the angle. Well, there we have it. Do you guys agree with our list? Which mystery do you wish you could get solved? Leave us all your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below, and perhaps we can do a part 2. Before I go though, I just want to respond to a few comments from one of our last videos, top 5 upcoming 2021 horror movies part 2. Itachi Uchiha said, "My birthday is on May 28th. Well, happy birthday in advance. I hope you have a great day." Brett Fishburne said, "I think Antlers will be epic, just like Lucy." I completely agree. I hope anyway. I have high hopes, but I've learned in life you can't go into things with high hopes because you'll be met with disappointment. Spicy Bean Tofu said, "After that turkey baster, this guy will never be a good guy. I'll pass on that one too." I agree. That's why I'm not really looking forward to Don't Breathe 2. I don't want to watch it because I don't want him to be a hero when, in fact, he was the villain in the first one, you know? Peter Schaefer said, "I always enjoy getting Lucy's input on horror films. She's got great insight. I'd like to see more videos that include some more found footage films." Good to know. I'll try and do some more found footage stuff in the future. We'll see. And thank you, I appreciate it. Laura McDonald said, "Reading scripted cards there much? Boo, too obvious." Well, sorry to break it to you, Laura. We're in a stay-at-home order right now in Ontario for another 2 weeks. Obviously at the studio we have a lot of equipment that allows these videos to seem seamless and flawless, as though I'm reading nothing. But there's obviously a teleprompter at the studio, right in front of a camera, so I'm looking straight at it. Sadly, I don't have that technology at home, so I'm doing the best I can. I have to have my script to the side. We don't memorize our scripts, we read them from a teleprompter. But we're all doing the best we can during these times. It's either this or no video at all. And on that note, if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, and until next time, I'll see you later.